There.
All right.
Well, since we don't have any potentials on, we thought we would record this Zoom and just chat a little bit about green carpet. Tina and Catherine, you guys were there firsthand. Yay.
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Did you guys both go on Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And that's the one that I watched all the way through too. And then Saturday I just at the tail end on pay-per-view just to kind of see what the big announcement was.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know. I was surprised they didn't do any more announcements during the day on Saturday, just to help break up the day on Friday between the panels.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. I wonder if I think Friday was a better day to go other than, the announcement, but then I liked being home and ready to work too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did they do different panels on Saturday or all the same stuff?
I was told they were going to do different panels.
Oh, I should have watched both days on. Darn.
I don't know for sure. That's what one of the VIPs, I can't remember who I was talking to, said. It was a presidential somewhere. And she said just because they want all the VIPs there for both days, so they can, so it's not complete repeat.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's the same general themes and just different guests or what. But
That could be
a
few different stories or whatever the case might be then that way. I'm going to look and see where my notes are. Two segments that stood out for me that I really loved were, I loved Mark and Cindy talking towards the end. We've heard the history of It Works before, but I've never heard it like that. I just thought it was really just kind of a little heartwarming and funny too, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed that. Well, can I ask you? Yes, go.
And a little bit different from how Pam tells it.
Yes. Yeah.
I was surprised.
Is that on YouTube? Because I tried sharing that with someone, and because it's in our group. I haven't looked it on YouTube to see if it would be on there, like green carpet, because
somebody probably has it on there.
I'm sure
I haven't
too.
looked yet, but.
Or if you went through Facebook and did a search for live green carpet or Mark and Cindy live or something like that, I'm sure somebody recorded during it.
Yeah.
The search bar you might be able to find, and just within Facebook itself.
I know Jeree Caneller was doing a Facebook Live of the final announcement. I don't know if she did other Facebook Live.
That was a long story. Took a long time.
Well, in fact, Jen's phone died when she was recording it, which is why I recorded the second half of it.
Yeah, I watched it all, though. It was good.
Yeah. I just, after
For me, there was a lot to that story. It was a long story, and reassuring that we're in the right company and the heart is in the right place. But another takeaway I had from that segment was just that their intentions of being a progressive company and always being on top of the new trends and always trying to keep up with what's current and modern was big,
Yeah.
They want to stay up on the times. They don't want to get stale.
Yeah, I agree.
I had a bunch of girls here. Oh my God.
We got a lot of entertainment tonight.
I was going to say, between this one and yours, we'll have some fun. I just didn't quite know what to expect from green carpet after the It Works You at St. Louis, because I was just a little bummed by that. So I was just blown away by green carpet this time. Even watching it on pay-per-view, which I kind of was not sure how that was going to go. But it was great to just have it almost like a movie and be able to pause it and, oh, what did you say? I really like that, and rewind it and be able to write it down. I love that. That was cool.
I didn't know if you guys could pause it or had to watch it in real time or what.
But we could pause. Now, I don't know how long it lasted, after it was over, that you could kind of go back and catch the tail end. If somebody's working and only caught the first half and when they come back and watch the second half. I don't know kind of what the delay or lag time was there, but that was really cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, Catherine, were there other favorite segments that you had? Jen took a lot of notes on her phone right before, as you were getting to Catherine, said she's really having a lot of troubles with her bites and is on Benadryl, and so is not going to be on tonight just because she's not feeling well. So
I have no idea what happened. Yeah.
no.
My favorite segment was definitely the Mark and Cindy segment. For me, like some of it, like the portion on having a party and questions about the party, a lot of that I felt like with Ashley Sinclair. I felt kind of like we'd heard some of that before. Obviously, it's always exciting to hear about the new products.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm really excited. What, Jess?
Mine are on the way.
You're
Mine too.
good. I was going to put mine on just put it on my auto ship, but maybe I should order it because I'm sure they're going to be sold out.
That's what I wondered too. I was kind of surprised. So, and I had missed at the event. I have tuned out Dr. Dunn because it was towards the end of his talk. And so I was only partly listening, and I was trying to capture videos or pictures. But I had missed it. It was U.S. only, and they're called the Greens Blend. So both are still, depending on what website or what country you say, they're still there, or the product information is there for both. And then I missed the part that the texture is different. It's supposed to be a smoother texture, not as. So I'm really excited for that because that is a lot of people still do talk about, you know, my tongue mixing something thicker. They say they just can't get it down with plain water sometimes just because of the texture, not the taste. So I'm really excited to try it. So, but I have, of course, a value-sized berry and a value-sized orange that aren't even opened.
I know.
And a small berry and like greens on the go and all of them. Like, but I ordered one of each, like a sample amount, and so I could try and see by comparison. And I ordered the probiotics. I'm really excited for the probiotic for myself. So,
do you think the green tastes better in the packet than in the jar? Or am I just crazy? Because my friend thinks so too, but.
What are you mixing them in?
Just a little bit of juice.
Like water or sweet? Okay. There's a little bit more greens in the packet than there is when you scoop it out.
That's what I thought maybe. I'll tell her that because she's like, am I crazy? I'm like, I think it kind of does too, but.
So when I mix, I usually have my, go ahead, Catherine.
I think they taste the same, but I only do the berry. I don't care for the orange.
I don't do the orange either.
I do my berry usually in water bottles at work after lunch. And so if I'm at home, I mix it in 3 spoons and it tastes the same, but it does not. So
there's a little bit more in the packet, you think? Okay.
Yeah, I do. So,
see, and I think they mix up so well that I'm excited to see the difference between them. Just because even in water, I think that they mix pretty smooth, but
right. But
I have to shake them up every now and then. But
right, think if you try and stir them in, like I think of my orange and the orange juice, it takes forever. And if you can shake it, it's fine and it stays in solution pretty well. But if I stir it in, there's no way I get all the clumps out. It just sticks. If the girls do it in plain juice with their morning juice, and they can't get it to dissolve. So
maybe
that's the issue,
because I always put mine in a water bottle and I'll shake it. So
I know, that's why I try to tell my customers, I shake it up, don't stir it if you can. So one of the things that they talked about, did any of you get on the Show Me the Money call tonight?
I did.
You did? Did you catch? So they're not yet certified as gluten-free, but it sounds like they're working on getting that certification done. So we can't state officially that they're gluten-free. Like if we talk, I think it's okay, but they said, don't advertise it that way.
Okay.
Anything that's already out there, I'm telling people like in the newsletter, but as far as Facebook posts, they are working on it, and all the ingredients are made gluten-free. So it's just a matter of getting the certification to say that they are.
That explains why it's not on the front of the package.
Yeah.
With everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I was surprised that they went with a certification for non-GMO. Because at one of the events in the last couple of years, they made a big deal about we're not paying that kind of money for certification when we know the value that's in our product. But then, I don't know if regulations got easier or they said they needed to just to be competitive. But I was surprised they got
maybe it goes along with the lines of, staying on top of things and current trends, and that's what people are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, it does stink, though, that people don't understand, that things can be non-GMO without a label on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or gluten-free without a label on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so another of my favorite segments was the essential oil ideas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Thought that was really cool. I wrote down everything she said, so I am just going to talk about them. Yeah. So take a cotton ball, put a couple drops of lemon or your favorite oil on it, and drop it in the bottom of the trash can instead of using some type of freshener or scented bags. If instead of doing a car air freshener, you can take a Q-tip, put a drop or two of oil on it, and just swab it in your air vents. For stinky shoes or a stinky gym bag, again, take your cotton balls, put a couple drops of oil, and put it in your bag or shoes and just leave it there. Let's see, what was this one? Oh, to spray bedding, even spray your animals or spray down your furniture just to give it a fresher scent. You can take a spray bottle full of water and then just put a couple drops again of your favorite oil, she said, into that. And that's what she said was a couple drops. So I don't know if she meant truly. I know on the cotton ball, all you would want is a couple drops, but in that spray bottle, I'm not sure if you'd want more like, 4 drops or so in there. Because
it depends how big the bottle is.
Quite a bit. But yeah. That was just her wording for that. Instead of dryer sheets, take a damp cloth, put a couple drops of lavender or whatever you want your clothes to smell like, and throw it in the dryer with the rest of your clothing. Piper posted about this on Facebook tonight, but take a couple drops of your favorite oil and put it on the cardboard roll of your toilet paper so that every time you pull off more toilet paper, that's going to kind of give off a scent. You are not supposed to put your oils directly into the tub. Because it can just be too strong for your skin. Because as soon as you get in there, your pores are going to open up from the warm water, and that's just going to be too much. So she said take a half a cup to a cup of Epsom salt and 4 to 5 drops of whatever oil you want to use. Mix that up, and then put it into your bath water. Excuse me. Oh, at nighttime to help you sleep, put a couple drops of lavender in your hands, rub them together, and then just wipe it over your pillowcase. And then to clean your floors, she didn't give exact like how many parts of each thing, but she said use white vinegar, water, and a couple drops of oil like lemon or something that would smell really fresh. Plus lemon has a lot of antibacterial properties in it. But mix that together and spray it for your floors. Or you could probably just mix it actually in the sink too, really hot water, pour some vinegar in there, a few drops of lemon oil, and then dip your mop in it.
It says lemon cuts grease too. I don't know if you were getting to that.
Oh, sorry. That's right. Yeah. Then she said using the fractionated coconut oil, which I am a huge fan of. I love that. You can always pour whatever amount you want in your hand, add a drop or two of oil, and just use it as lotion. But the fractionated coconut oil helps to keep the scent in longer because oils are highly volatile. So like whenever they hit the air, it disperses quickly and you lose that scent. So the fractionated oil, I think, helps kind of seal off those molecules or whatever and keep that scent around longer. You guys remember anything else she said?
Well, they didn't say this in our session, but in the email they sent out, they said add 2 to 3 drops of lemon to your dish water to cut the grease and odor. And then one that I do, instead of the towel for the dryer, I have the wool dryer balls from Norwex and just put a few drops of the oil on those. You can get them other places too. That's not the only place to get them. But and then another one I do is put a few drops of oil on the cotton ball and put it in the canister of my vacuum.
That's a good idea.
Vacuum. And so that heat and the spinning around it puts off a nice scent when you're cleaning.
I like that one. And there are a ton. I was looking for homemade carpet cleaning ideas today on Pinterest, and there are a ton that use hot water, vinegar, or hot water and a little hydrogen peroxide, and then your favorite oils.
And I think those are great things to use for posts, as how you're using your product, or even things for Pinterest.
I agree. I don't think to get mine out enough. I just need to make the habit or keep them accessible. But everything's in its place and put away. Or I forget about them. Just need to make those habits.
Yeah, I agree. It's easy just to be like, oh, after you've done something, I could have or I should have done this.
Right.
Let's see. What are some of your other favorite tips, you guys?
I really liked, they had the panel with Jade Hooper. I think they were all the same one. Rhonda Hartman. I don't remember who the last one was, but Rhonda Hartman was talking about blitzing. And I really enjoyed hers. You know, she went through a scenario with, I can't remember who was next to her. Maybe Jade wasn't with her. I don't know. But I just liked, you know, she said, I'm going to find out, so I haven't like made my brain yet. But we talk about sort of generally complimenting them on something. It's just their favorite places in the petty chair.
Oh, yeah.
Something that they really like or you have in common or whatever. Or something that you can compliment them on. A lot of times I use like, oh my gosh, you just have the best personality, or your smile is so it's so awesome. Because a lot of times, especially like fast food places, people really are smiling, or a cashier. So if you get someone who has a good personality, I'm always like, you made my day by being so friendly or whatever. But I love when she said, I jotted down the last part. She said something like, she says, you know, she's talking to someone, and she's like, you know, because she's asked a couple of questions and established some rapport. She's like, you know, can I ask you a question? And she hands over the Blitz card and says, have you ever heard of these, or have you ever tried these crazy wraps? And the person replied back, something like, you know, gave an excuse like, no, or I saw them, but I think it's not real, or it's a scam shit. And she says, you know, she reached out and gently touches their hand or their arm, which you have to be careful with. But you know, if you just kind of very like girlfriend, we need to connect because these are incredible. Would you trust me enough to show you? And it's just, you know, are you on Facebook, and hands over the phone. And I just love that piece right there, that like, oh my gosh, you know, reaching out and making that physical contact. Like you need to, you know, like you need to be informed or whatever it's going to be. I wrote that one down in my phone. I thought that one was great. And it's not that much further beyond like making the compliment. And she really is just having a conversation. And then it's, you know, making that next step of just asking and handing over the Blitz card.
Yeah.
Talk about how introverted she is. And she hated blitzing, but now it really has become more of, she's just, you know, she says, it's like anything else when you're learning it, when you're first learning it, it's awkward and uncomfortable and you stumble and you fall. But once you make it routine, it does get easier. She doesn't think twice about doing it now. So,
well, and she's making it more authentic, you know, like starting a conversation, seeing how can she help this person? What, you know, not instead of just boom, you know. Have you tried that wrap? You know?
Right. Yeah. And maybe sometimes you won't get into the point where they won't be friendly and you won't make that connection. So I used it on the plane a little bit on my flight from Sarasota to Charlotte. I sat down and started chatting with a lady, and we chatted a little bit, and then we took off. It was really noisy, turbulent. So we did talk again for a little bit until we got farther. But I just established some basic things about her, you know, learned about her family and her job and that type of stuff. And then I had taken a nap. When I woke up, I had my bag, my purse. I said, it works. She said, what does it work? So, you know, what were you doing? And so we talked more about that. And I was promised, I gave her a Blitz card. I showed what the website was, and we were talking. And in my head, I was like, you should friend her on Facebook. You should friend her on Facebook. And I wasn't going to. I was like, no. That's usually where I fail. I get the card out, and I leave it up to them. And I said, you know what? As we're pulling up to the gate, I'm like, you know, are you on Facebook? So I just feel like we've had a good connection. And she's actually from Boston. We talked about how I really want to go to Boston sometime. Like, it would be great to get tips from you. And she was, yeah. And so I handed her my phone, and she put her name on there. And then she said, I have a couple of friends who are really big into health and wellness. I want to give them your information too. So.
Good. Way to go.
So I think that's the biggest thing from going to these events or watching the events or talking, is that it gives you confidence to do just a little bit more.
Yeah.
The next day in the plane, I sat down, had her body like out looking out the window with a book, and stayed that way the entire 2.5-hour flight. I know for sure she's a lady.
Honey, put your hand on her shoulder.
So I did not score with her, but I did I felt like I had, if I got that rejection or that whatever, they presented a thing, I was ready for it just because I liked how Rhonda had done it. So I had a way to reply that I felt was genuine too, that I could do. So that was my other favorite part, I think, of the conference.
Yay.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said it. It might have been Cammie, but I can't remember. But they just made the comment, if you don't have a product that's changing your life, then the business probably isn't either. I thought,
Yes.
when you were just talking about being the product of the product, and I think we've heard that a lot, but that just, I thought was a really good one, really be using them and be moved by the product so that you can really.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I wrote down. The other one was Denise was talking about, visualizing what your ideal day really looks like. And really figuring out detail by detail, so you can start to visualize what it is that you want to work towards. And I think it's two parts. I think taking your current situation, how would you like to work your business in where you can, if other obstacles don't arise, and then also looking at ideally if your wiring is on your agenda, then what that life looks like what you're working towards with that. But I think just that being intentional about it is.
But rewiring still includes work. You're going to rewire and you got to still schedule in.
Right. Yeah. You got to work. Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. I took some notes from Joel and Stephanie Dunn too. And one of their first things they chatted about is, our motto, Blitz, Rep, Repeat. That it really is that simple, and we make it too difficult, too complicated. That we just need to be persistent and consistent. And you'll be on the stage if you just do those three things over and over and over again. And you really have to be wrapping people every single week. Joel talked about the 7-foot rule. He said everyone within 7 feet should know what you do. So whether, he was like, I don't care if you buy one shirt or one hat and you wash it all the time and you wear it until you can't wear it anymore and you get a different shirt. But that is a huge deal. Brand yourself. If your mouth is closed, your business is closed. We've heard that a lot. And that we really should be bringing the hope of it works to someone else. So, we're always so scared to say something. But again, we just don't know who really needs this. And they may not look like it from the outside, but there are tons of people out there who need the opportunity and we're too scared to bring it up to them. So we need to change that in our own heads. And then I really liked this one too. He said, it's not that I can and others can't. It's that I will and others won't. And that's so true. Just think of the things you don't feel like doing. Or, that's going to take away from my family time or whatever. And again, we just have to change our brains. We have to be willing to do something for a certain period of time that others aren't willing to do. And it's not that you're sacrificing. It's just that you're prioritizing things a little bit differently. You have different seasons in your business. And you have to you got to lay the groundwork to get to a place where you can kind of revamp that a little bit. And Denise Walsh talked a lot about that too. Now I think she said she works, 3 days a week she was talking. Girls,
yeah.
But that's now, they're
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 10 years in.
Yeah. So.
Before she was doing 6 or 7 parties a week though, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I think it was Pam. Pam said, everybody just heard that. You work 3 days a week. So that's what they're going to want to do.
Right.
But you said that's now. So you have to be willing to do what others won't.
Right.
Looks like we've got 10 minutes left, girls. Okay, what did everybody else like or have tips on?
I think the only other one I had, and this one, I don't know who said it. It was with the black, or it might have been the end of the day, but they're talking about, with your loyals, with retention. One of these, a lot of times they'll message after the 3rd month, and now that you've completed your 3 months and are loving your products,
yes,
you want to upgrade to a distributor, and that's how they get a lot of distributors. Yeah, and I always think of it if somebody is really loving something, or they start to talk about it, or when I'm first signing them up, we'll feel it, get feelers there. But I like that idea of purposely bringing it up at the 3rd month mark. So I like that one. And I think sometimes you tend to judge whether or not you think if they're really excited, you definitely offer it, but maybe if they're not super excited, they never gave really good feelers, you don't necessarily bring it up. And I was talking to a newer loyal today on Facebook. I was just flying up. She ordered BOGO wraps and just hasn't tried them yet. She keeps finding excuses why and whatnot. And we're talking about her next auto ship is due. And she said something about what she wants. So we were feeling things. And I don't know how it came around to, she goes, well, you don't have the BOGO going on again, do you? And I said, we don't for customers, but if you've ever thought about selling these, you can get it that way and just put a smiley face on there. And I was totally joking because I've never gotten that vibe from her at all. I asked her initially and she like shut me down. But she said, well, I've talked to a couple of people. They don't seem super interested just yet. But holy crap. And if I hadn't asked her now, she's on my radar for a little bit later when she actually uses them. So that's just what I said. I said, well, perhaps once you've done a couple of wraps, you'll have that confidence, and personal results go a long way for convincing others. But it just goes to show you how many times, like if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Mm-hmm.
Why you have to beat me over the head with that? Reminding me, but sometimes you just forget to put it out there because you think, no, they're not going to want to. But I might be denying some distributors on my team for loyals because I think I decide for them now. They don't want it. They aren't that excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's too easy to get, we need our no's because that gets us closer to a yes. But I think so often that all the no's, you keep thinking, well, her answer is going to be no, so I'm not even going to say anything. Or
Right, you make the no for her.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, let's see. What were some other things in these last couple minutes? They were asking the Black Diamonds what their routines were, what their daily routines were. And these, I didn't write down who said each of them. One was they message every day, they follow up every day, and they just said that life is a blitz. So talk when you're out and about, and, post on social media. Denise Walsh, I remember, said she gets up, she works out, and while she works out, she listens to some type of self-help or self-improvement audiobook. And then she just said to just posting and marketing and following up. Do what others won't again for a short period of time so you can live the way you want for a long period of time. Speak what you want. Are you really working? You might message 100 people to get one yes. So somebody had said, I'll ask my teammates, are you really working? What are you doing? And they may say, well, I messaged 5 people. And she laughed and said, well, I message 100 people to get one yes. So, you really have to look at yourself and how much you really are doing. Biggest obstacles, that was another Black Diamond question. And somebody just said yourself. You have to stop being your own worst enemy. You need to stop comparing yourself to others and use your gifts. So, Jade Hooper's queen of social media. Maybe social media is not your thing. Maybe parties are your thing. So stick to what you're good at. Use your own gifts. You need to get over fears. Fears of your business falling apart. Fears of what others will think. Fears of failure. Fear of what you're doing or not doing for your team. I think that's a big one for us as we start getting distributors under us. You are concerned about how worthy you are, how good of a leader you are, that type of thing. And guilt. You have to, you start feeling like, gosh, I'm not spending enough time with my spouse or with my kids. And again, they just said, don't let your why become your why not. We've heard that a lot. What we're doing now are investments in our family, not sacrifices. And a big, I thought a kind of a big thread throughout the conference was that balance is a myth. Everybody has talked about finding a balance of home and work and that type of thing, but that's a total myth. And again, there's seasons in our business. So.
Hello.
I think they're talking to you, Jenna. Friends like to hang out with me. What the hell?
She's just learning to be a rap girl herself.
Yeah.
Right. I think it might have been the Black Diamond panel. But they asked about, training and what do they do for their new team or their distributors. And we talked at lunch, I think, that day later about how much they really stress at different points really developing a hundreds list, a genuine hundreds list that you actively work from. It's not just a piece of paper you do once and then, it's always growing, but you actually go back and jot notes and work from that. Then the blitzing and the putting the wraps on people, like really it's just, when Joel talked about how much you've got to get those wraps on people, that's where I said this. So my biggest struggle is just finding who I'm going to wrap and how I'm going to work that in. But the more wraps you can physically get on people, the more that puts you, like I say, belly to belly or face to face or over the phone or over the computer, talking with people about it, not just messaging, but you're getting conversations going. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of my bigger takeaways, like helping these new people really make that list, how to work through it. I'm going to say, humor me and let's do it anyway. You're going to think I'm crazy, but let's put down a list. Who do you know? And start going through things with them and really helping them get through their warm market. So, yeah. I don't know.
That's what I wrote down too. For a new TT, help them just focus on getting those first LCs, and hundreds list is part of that. Denise had talked about making them plan 2 parties so that when they put out that message and somebody says, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't make it, then you just come back with, oh, that's all right, I'm having another one Saturday, or whatever the case may be. And to put out teasers on Facebook, something about I'm doing something I'm really excited about, but you don't necessarily have to say, I'm a new distributor that works. I just did my first wrap, but I'm a little nervous to post results, but if you private message me, I would, share them with you privately. So again, just adds a little bit more excitement and a little more intrigue to it. And then the big thing they were talking about too is just do it. Figure it out later, Don't feel like you need to know all the answers right away. Just let the excitement go, because what did they say? Don't try to know everything first. Action trumps fear and knowledge. Learn as you go. I liked that one. Because I think that's how a lot of us were when we first started. You're just like, I don't know. That's a good question. I have never heard that. I'll ask somebody. We have such a big group of people we can use as a resource. And
I was thinking today about how I had no fear in asking everyone I messaged, like, hey, have you heard of these? Or would you be willing to host a party for me? I can't remember the last time I asked somebody to host a party for me if it wasn't off a business page lead. That's my problem. I haven't asked people to let me wrap them or host a gathering or whatever. So it's something to work on. But in the beginning, I didn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
So why do we get weird?
You asked me to have a party.
What's that?
I did? I was still in the beginning.
Yeah, you were trying, it was like the month of Christmas, and you were trying to get some parties in the month of December.
I know, I had like 4 that month. I had a ton in December that year. So anyway, I think we have less than a minute. Anybody have any last words? And everybody always get cut off.
Anybody else think of anything?
I thought it was a great event.
Yeah, super cool to watch. I wish I would have been there, but glad I got to see it live. So
yeah,
yay!
Well, it's good
Have
to
a
see
good
everybody.
Night.
Jess, I'm glad you stayed up.
Yeah, I know. Are you doing it next week then?
Now it's bedtime.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. See ya.